What's up, Pirates? Wraith Talks here with Awaken TCG, and today, as you can see on the screen, we have Enel versus Katakuri. So I will be piloting Enel, and my brother, he is going to be on Sakazuki. Now, this matchup is a matchup we've ran an extensive amount. We ran this so much, and obviously, with the one thing we know for certain is going first is worse for both decks. Sakazuki wants to be on second for his curve to be able to play Tenkaido. In this matchup, that is a card that is useful, but you don't need it to win. But he wants, to get his brand new on curve. His 4 drops are on curve. You can play a Borsellino and be safe against this matchup. And then me, I kind of want to take that curve away, and I have my own curve. I am running the Skypiea package, so I can, use my Shura Searcher on 2 Dawn. I can use my my Holy combo on 4 Dawn, stuff like that, right? So, and the Katakuri at 8, things like that, because, the Sakazuki at 7 Dawn can play a Borsellino. I can go 8 Kata, send it back to life, things like that, right? So going second is preferred for both of these decks, and so you already have a slight advantage going second. So if you get that dice roll in this matchup, going second gives you a slight advantage. So we are a couple turns in. So my turn 1 I passed, his turn 2 he passed. My turn 2, or his turn 1 he passed. My turn 2 I played Holy, swung lead. His turn 2 he played Rebecca after swinging lead and then dropped the Hina. And then he's also cycled 1 Hina into trash. So now it is my turn 3, and so I was able to, at 5 Dawn, play Garatsu, which popped his Hina. And now it is his turn 3 at 6 Dawn. He is debating what to do here. So he's going to go ahead and play a Hina for 3. That tells me that he has no Rebecca's in hand. He would rather much play to Rebecca, instead. And so he's swinging 6, playing the Hina raw from his hand. He got rid of my Gadatsu, but then I get a Sanji trigger. I think in this matchup, the one factor that Enel has over the Sakazuki is being able to character trigger and just rush him down faster than the Sakazuki would like, because Sakazuki is 4 life, and so he is susceptible to getting rushed down. So decks such as Zoro, Bello Betty can actually take games off him, especially if they don't see their cards. And so in this matchup here, I was able to get a Sanji trigger off my 2nd life, which is pretty huge. Not only that, my opponent was not able to Rebecca into Hina and then Hound Blaze this last turn, so it makes it kind of difficult for him, right? He would have much rather just been able to play a Rebecca blocker on top of that. So now one of my swings was, just a free swing instead of a block with the Rebecca, which was probably going to be his option, just to keep an extra card in his hand. And so up next we have Sakazuki on 8 Dawn, because all I did was 7 Mom right on curve, gaining another life, which gives me an extra card to hand or an extra trigger, right? So when you get life, it is good. Obviously, you want your opponents to give you one of theirs, but if they're good players, they're probably not going to do that, especially on Sakazuki. And so my opponent there cycles a Hina. Very interesting. That is a card that you always want to see going first on your turn 2. Even in this matchup, I think it is still a great play, just because if the Enel plays anything on 4 Dawn on his turn 2, you can always Hound Blaze into the Hina combo and just be able to swing 7 twice. Just be aggressive, reduce the board size on the Enel just so they don't have units to swing at you with. And so my opponent is looking like he is going to start a 6K at the Sanji. At this point, when he commits Dawn, I know for a fact that he's going to try to kill one of my bigger bodies. Yeah. See, so I already know. I don't remember this matchup, or I don't remember what happened in this match, because this day we played like 12 matches. But see, he goes for my big bodies, is which always the goal for the Sakazuki is to kill the bigger bodies. And so now I just have to deal with 2 6K swings, which is totally fine with me. I knew what I had in my hand, so there was no need to block out the Sanji again. It could have been because I didn't have a 2K. I might have pitched it if I had a 2K, just so I can, swing at the Sakazuki for 1 extra swing. But let's go ahead and see what I end up doing. So I pay 2 Dawn and I Thunderbolt the Rebecca. Thunderbolt the Rebecca just so my swings can hit, right? Make him pitch cards. So I go 5-5. And then I'm at exactly 7 Dawn, so I'm expecting a Rushanel. Yeah, so I go 5-5, Rushanel, putting him down to 1 life. And I think the biggest thing I have 3 cards left in hand. I think the biggest thing here is an Enel here is so huge because he's gonna have to have 2 bottom decks. Because he's never gonna attach 2 to swing at 7 unless his hand is bricked. He's gonna have to have 2 bottom decks or KOs like a Rob Lucci. So not only does he have to get it down to 2 Dawn or to 2 cost, then he has to either Rob Lucci and Houndblaze or double Houndblaze. Which is going to make it difficult, right? I think the only option to secure it while establishing a body would probably be to Ice Age it for 1, bringing it down to 2, and then Houndblaze into Borsalino. But again, that's probably not the best option because then I just have, 2 big swings on the board and he's at 5 cards. So something like that is just never on the table. Here he has to establish some blockers. So he cycles the 10 Kaido. Probably wanted to play it, but he just knows that I would have to, I would swing for a game next turn. And so he goes Great Eruption into Great Eruption. And at this point, he's searching. At this point, he is searching and he does not have what he needs in hand, which is good for me. This is a good sign. A lot of the times when you're playing aggressive against the Sakazuki, they have to pitch cards they don't want to. And that puts them in rough positions, right? On top of him already probably not having the Rebekahs, it probably makes it very difficult. I think the Sakazuki in this matchup needs to do his best to, find his Rebekahs, Sabos are huge in this matchup because if they try to starve you and you Sabo a turn, especially when your opponent's going to 9 Dawn, they can't Yamato, right? They can't Yamato anything, literally anything. So if you have a Rebekah on board into a Sabo, the Sabos play a huge role into this matchup. But I think the Sakazuki needs to learn how to really just learn how to play against an aggro Enel versus a starve Enel because it's 2 different, very different play styles, and you can get punished whether or not you are expecting one or the other. And so I think that's an advantage that the Enel has is like you can pretend to rush and then just switch up the game plan and then make the Sakazuki think that you're still trying to rush him down, and sometimes they can make misplays and just not expect another Yamato. They can expect maybe like you do a double Gadatsu play and clear 2 Hinas and now you have 2 6K bodies on board, or there's definitely a lot of lines that go into this matchup. But as you can see here, he definitely did not have what he needed in hand, and so his best bet was just to man Sherry, grab the Rebekah, play the Rebekah. He grabs a 2K, and then he plays another Hina out of hand just because he was that break. So he had to grab a 2K. He already has the Hinas in hand, and then yeah, at this point, I already know I have the most broken card in the game. Amaru, it's not the most broken. Houndblaze is a better card, but it's just as good when it comes to ending games. And so I'm going to do exactly that. I'm just doing a little bit of math here. So I'm going to split the Dawn up. I have 1 Amaru, which is going to rest the Rebekah, so he has no blocks. And then all I need to do is just hit him 2 times. I know his hand is bricked. I know it because he has not been playing what he has been needing at the right time. And so, this is one of the easiest ways to beat a Sakazuki is just to hope they break. Because when they break, which is not often because they cycle so much and go through so much cards, when they do break, they are very susceptible to getting rushed down because they need their cards on time to be able to save them. So I go Amaru and I add, so that makes the Enel a 10K. I rest the Rebekah and then I go 10, 11, I think I just go 11. Yeah, so I go 11, so it's going to be 11, 12. He takes the 11. I don't think there's anything that can save him out of trigger. And then I just want to secure the victory here. I think this is the last match we had played after a long day, and so I was like, I gotta end with 1. We ended up going 6 wins to 6 wins, I think, so very even. And yeah, so I just ended up taking it. But that is the matchup. I do want to make a video where I go into depth, not only in this matchup, but into other matchups with Enel. I know on Twitter I said, oh, I'm playing Enel at Nats. I'm not convinced yet. I'm going to play a lot more decks. I still have a lot of time. We all have a lot of time. So before that, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Like this video. Comment down below what your favorite OP05 leader is. Subscribe to our channel. We hit 2,500 subs. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.